Welcome to the Real Strikes Podcast, everybody. And just like the title of this video says, this review, I don't give most of our reviews a name, but I'm giving this one a name. And that's going to be called, based after the comic, it's going to be called, though, The Killing Joker. Spoilers. You know, like The Killing Joke, you get it, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
2 years ago, the name Arthur Fleck hit Gotham like a hurricane.
The trial of the century.
They believe Arthur Fleck to be some kind of martyr. Well, he's not. There's a monster.
I actually watched the trailer before we came on to the first one, before we started doing this review. And man, I don't think I've ever been more disappointed in a sequel in my life. I mean, I'm pretty down and out about this one, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know, the Joker has already flopped in theaters. Some people would say, "Oh, you guys are late to this party." I'm not late. I actually seen it like the second day it came out. I was just so I had to sit there and literally like sleep on this one because I wanted. I was trying to grasp what I watched. Because, this movie was just terrible. It was awful, man. It was the biggest fuck you to DC fans I've ever seen in my life. The biggest letdown, the biggest fumble on the 1 yard line I have ever seen in my life.
I don't even know if it's that, dude. I felt like out of the gate, it was like, we're gonna screw with you guys. Like from the cartoon. Did you like that at least? Did you
okay,
like
the cartoon part was fine. That was fine. The cartoon part was fine.
Me and My Shadow, where he's kind of, it's like leading up to what's happening.
That was fine. Then you had the beginning where he's of course, he's in Arkham. Which I might want to add to. This is just a normal kind of Arkham. It's not like the Arkham we'd expected. So yeah, he's just out of prison here in the beginning, and it's so. It's the typical thing. You see the guards are picking on him, messing with him. Hey Arthur, can you tell us a joke? Everything like that. And you have
Shawshank Redemption.
Yes,
much,
wow,
bro.
Very Shawshank Redemption. I just want to point out too, this was directed by Tom Phillips, written by Scott Silver, Todd Phillips, and Bob Kane. This starred Joaquin Phoenix, Lady Gaga, and Brendan Gleeson. So yeah, you had Brendan Gleeson being kind of like the friendly kind of guard to him at first, and so he gets Arthur, a into the singing class with, of course, Lady Gaga, who, this is one of my biggest problems too. What was the problem with just calling her Harley? Like Harley Quinn, or Harley Quinzel? Why the Lee? Why this
Quinzel?
Why have to shorten it to make it short like a nick? Like why? I didn't understand that right off the bat either. Okay, I'm not being. Maybe that's petty. Whatever. Let's continue. She does the whole puts the gun to her head
I hated that already.
Which was a callback to the original.
Yeah, but I don't.
Of course,
you don't need it.
You really didn't. But you started getting into the element, and here's where this review is going to start to like kind of go off the rails. But it's just not. It's not us. It's the actual movie. Then you start getting into these musicals, and I've seen Joaquin Phoenix do Johnny Cash, and I know he can sing a bit, but man, did he just drone on these songs? He droned them on. I mean, it reminded me of that part in your favorite movie, Your Highness, when James Franco's trying to sing to the princess.
You have a beauty I can't ignore, bastion of all I do adore.
And everyone's like, oh, it really was really bad. I thought it was bad. And then you had just they just didn't work. The musical numbers just didn't work in this movie.
It was like they were so they just didn't make sense. It's like they start off with a scene and then they start singing, and then like you're supposed to feel like it felt like it's like a half-baked musical just in and of itself. Like, regardless if it's a Joker film, Rob, it's like you've seen musicals, bro. They don't
And
go like that at
we talked
all.
about this too. We talked about this when we talked about when they announced it was going to be a musical. We said, why? No one wants that. No one is asking for that. No one wants that. We found out then, and we told you, our audience, it was made. It's going to be based off New York, New York. Okay, so here's where I'm going to go back to the original. The reason the original Joker is so good is because, one, it's relatable. It's about, a common person like any of us can basically be the Joker who have some
Yeah.
kind of mental disability or any kind of, trauma. It's a
Trauma.
story for basically the basic guy. Anybody can be the
Yeah,
Joker.
it's the
But
common man.
not just that. It's based off similarities from the comic. The Killing Joke, where it's about the Joker being a failed comedian, not
Yes.
knowing his past. That is really in the story, in the lore of the Joker. However,
Yeah.
this new movie had nothing to do with anything. The only thing you ever heard, and I'm going to go ahead and point it out right now, is when basically the Joker is falling in love for Lady Gaga or Harley.
Yeah.
And basically he finds out from her lawyer that she is just she's a medical doctor, lives upstate, committed herself just to get close to him. And it's like, that was the only backstory you gave her. What an insult to the character and to us, the fans. Because one of the things that, drove me nuts about this in the beginning too, I was like, where is this whole this equality coming between the Joker and Harley? Because they're not equal.
No, wait a minute. They're not even equal.
They never will be.
She was playing him the whole film, so they weren't even equal. There was parallels of her being. She even said, like, in a line in the film, he's like, "Did you lie to me?" And she's like, "Yeah, everyone lies." And you can just tell, like, oh, they're really just making Joker small as possible.
Right. And he is usually the one that is the manipulator. He
Right.
manipulates her.
Yeah.
So
he couldn't
the whole
manipulate the
aspect of
courtroom.
that was so, and we're getting to that. So, of course, Arthur falls in love with Harley. Him and Harley have these musical numbers throughout the film. And a lot of them don't make sense. There's some, too, where, like, Lady Gaga just starts dancing and stuff.
We're going to build a mountain.
And just... it was like for no reason. There were like dancing parts in there for no reason, just to like almost like have her have a scene. And then the whole ballroom dancing scene at night, just none of it made sense. Even the essence of saying, well, that's the whole love interest between the mad love. There wasn't, that wasn't really any of that.
There wasn't any of it. It's just a person. That's the thing I don't like, Rob. It's like, look, I like some musicals, right? But this isn't even a musicals that is done right. It's just a song. They just put things into it. Dude, there's a song that, like I was saying, like, it's like, oh, we're going to build a mountain. And then it's like something she says. He doesn't even understand it. And then they just build this gospel, like, thing that's going on. And again, we understand that it's supposed to be Joker in his head thinking about this. We all get it.
And Harley's his enabler, and he's trying to change. That's the thing too. He is trying to change in the beginning.
Kind of, right? Yeah, he's just there. You know what I mean? He's just accepting his fate. The problem is, bro, like the parallels, man, don't make sense. It starts off where he's in prison. Then he makes the dynamic change of Joker because of this Lee Quinzel character.
Right.
Was she a ghost? Was this Sixth Sense? Was she Bruce Willis? Because, like, dude, she was doing some stuff where I'm like, okay, this is Arkham. I know Rob has seen this. It's a maximum insane asylum prison. How does she, A, check herself in, B, get to there's a scene where they get caught, right? They do that thing, that dancing in the moonlight, which I thought was kind of like, are they like doing Batman Jack Nicholson, like Dance with the Devil in the Pale Moonlight quote? But then he goes to like maximum facility, like lockdown, right? They throw him in the hole, and then she's in there with him.
And so is it in his head?
She was like, the guard let me in. I was like,
I'll do anything for you.
But not even just that, dude. Like, there are subliminal things that make me think, is she also dreamed up? Because like, have you noticed that all the guards just let her go where she wants?
Yeah.
He's in the back of the prison. She
It
lets her
really
go
didn't
there.
seem like she was really there. And,
Really there. She sets fire. No one questions her, but she's
but
like committed for fire.
you're moving to this whole other aspect too that uh, you're missing out to, which was the case against him,
Yeah.
the whole court case.
Oh, the court
So,
case is
and you are so right when you chime
bad.
back. He can't even control a courtroom. The Joker we know has actually done court cases, made
And yeah,
mockery of court because Joker's smart.
he's
Joker's
smart.
been able to do that stuff. But this was like we literally watched a court scene where nothing happened. There was literally nothing. It was just, and I'm going to get to this point of what this movie, I'm pretty sure, was trying to tell you what it's about. It was literally about just him just trying to force his reality. And that's what I think this whole movie was about, was the inception of one's reality. And if others are catching on to that, it doesn't matter what the facts are. It doesn't.
So
That's
just
what
like, so what's the point of the first
so
film then,
madness,
Rob? Like,
it doesn't, if you believe it so much in the madness and everyone else believes it with you, it's like it's reality.
then it's
regardless.
reality. Then screw all the
But
everything.
that was completely, I think, ditched out because of the musicals and because of like just how it didn't make any sense.
He turned to 180, dude. Like
He
again,
he pulled a Dark Knight Rising, and this is why I don't like Dark Knight Rising either.
Yeah.
Is because he basically admitted, no, I'm not the Joker. I'm just Arthur.
I'm just
This is me. This is me. Again, just like Batman, the whole, Bruce Wayne doesn't need Batman. It's like, no, it's always
Dude.
the opposite. Joker is Joker. Batman doesn't need Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne needs Batman. It's and it literally, that is the whole issue I have with that movie too.
It's the whole dynamic they have from the comics that were like spoon fed in this film that they could have just bit off of, Rob, and they all right. It's the thing about like
they didn't care what the fans
right?
thought.
Yeah, where Joker starts caring. Why is he going through parallels? He should have just been like,
madness.
This
just
is me.
Crazy chaos.
This is me. I did all of this, like the whole pulling the curtain, because that's what Joker does. Like he screws with people's minds, and then he pulls the curtain slowly back, and he can revealing like, I was playing Harley, I was playing
everyone.
that.
This was
I was playing
all
the
my
guards.
plans.
Like I thought they were gonna do something with the guards because they did something like kind of effed up. Rob, did you see that? The guy just like straight up.
I'm pretty sure that was a rape scene.
It was a rape and kill.
I'm
like
pretty
it was
sure
like
that was
a
a rape
rape
scene.
kill, dude. Because at the end he goes, "Oh, he's gone." I was like, "Wait, did they just straight up kill anybody?" And then
no,
it goes
they killed
nowhere.
that other guy. They killed the guy that was in the cell.
In
that
the
was
cell,
next to him.
Yeah.
But
they bring him out.
I'm pretty sure that was a rape scene.
It was
if
a rape.
anything,
Is that what happened? Like it was straight up.
he was in his
like,
underwear afterwards, man.
Yeah, and just like, what the
it was
fuck is
yeah.
going
They really shit all over the Joker, like a lot.
I felt like
Todd
Phillips.
And from what I hear too behind the scenes, a lot of people were telling Todd Phillips, people don't want this. People are not into this.
And he went with it, dude.
And he went with it anyway.
And I felt like it was.
And not only, and I'm not trying to be like so hyperbole here, but thank you, Todd Phillips, for putting DC again back in the dark ages. After you said you were going to help bring it back. I mean, my God, they just destroyed one of the greatest like movies they ever. Like this one, I thought was so terrible. It really. It makes we talk about this sometimes. It makes the first one look bad.
It does. Like, can you go back and now look at the first one, Rob? Because this Folie.
What these elements
like,
are.
This exists, and the ending is the big like cherry on top, because it's like from the beginning. It's like it literally is just Joaquin Phoenix smoking, asking for a smoke, staring at the wall, staring at things. Here comes Lady Gaga. And then you rush towards the end, and everything doesn't make sense. Where does he? Okay, I can understand. Let me say this, Rob. And for the audience, really, what me and Rob are doing, because I know people are pissed. Like, you guys didn't understand it. No, we get it. It was not done right, and it was just done so poorly. Dude.
It was done poorly,
and you can tell it in Joaquin Phoenix's performance. He's just there going like, yeah, I mean. I'll sing. He wasn't even doing the musicals good. He was off key, just like you said.
Like I said, he was droning
droning, and he does so many numbers, and they are so low key and low bar, and then they just go right back into the film. So what are you supposed to feel? You know what I mean?
And like I said too, man, from the get go, and I was being nice about it, but now I'm gonna come full swing and hammer. Again, I'm gonna be honest with everyone. I don't
Please.
care what they say. Lady Gaga was terrible as Harley Quinn. I
Horrible.
don't care what anyone else says. She was awful. I even said to, even I love the voice Arlene Sorkin. I
Mhm.
thought, she was amazing, and I
Yeah.
would never get over, I still don't care for Birds of Prey and all that, but I like her Harley more than this one.
Yeah, I know. That was
This
at least
one
okay.
it was just, oh God,
What were
everything
you
was
going
so
for?
bad.
Like, what was it? Why did they do that? Like, I really,
I don't know.
I just like,
Th-
why, Rob?
there were some moments too. Like let's talk about why it was like not only that, but like let's talk about, for example, I want to say what I would have added in this movie. For example, we had the courtroom scene with
Yeah,
the guy who comes in, the little guy, who comes in
yeah.
to basically
Gary Puddles.
yep, Gary Puddles. And we do this whole, is your name Puddles? Like for a
Oh my
whole
God,
good,
dude.
and I was like,
Oh my
okay.
God.
At first I thought
Goes
he was
nowhere.
getting to the point of like, you're a clown.
Yeah,
Don't lie, your name's not Puddles. You're a clown.
you're a
Like me.
clown. Dude, I was thinking the
I
same
thought he
thing.
was getting at that. But when he turns around and like he's just like just keeps going with it, and then basically has him admit that, Arthur made him feel so small and helpless that day. And
Yeah.
then he said, you were the only one that was ever nice to me. I was kind of taken back. I was like, why didn't he lead with that? Why didn't he, like, the first thing I was like, why didn't he say something like,
Why?
Mr. Puddles, why did I stab that man? And he was like, oh, because you this. He goes, or did he not tell you that he was going to tell the cops that I shot those guys with the gun that he gave me? See, there was so many different directions they could have gone in
They
so
could
many
have done,
different ways.
bro.
And
It
I
was
was like,
so bad.
what happened here?
What happened? And dude, it ended just as quickly as it's begun
Let's go
because
ahead
that
and
was
tell
it.
him. Spoilers, everybody. So, of course, Arthur gets saved by his minions in the courthouse, which
Yeah,
again is kind of like a little bit of of playback to the original.
kind
What
of.
I didn't
Yeah.
understand is like they're all like, yes, worshiping him, and he gets out and runs away. And I
I
was like,
That's my favorite part of the
okay,
film besides the puddles, dude. I felt like Joker and the guy's like, "Where are you going? Hey, where are you guys going?"
right. I was
And
like,
he's
what the?
just
Of
running away, goes back to the steps, by the way, the
course,
original, because of course. And
yeah,
Harley Quinzel and Harley, excuse me, Quinzel's just there.
and
How?
of course he gets caught
Why?
again.
He gets caught
He
immediately.
gets
She
caught again.
doesn't. She goes away.
So of course he's in jail, and then you hear, oh, Arthur, you got a visitor,
You got a visitor.
and you have this inmate come out, and basically he's all like, hey, I got a joke for you. I don't even remember the joke, but basically he
Yeah.
just stabs
He
Arthur
goes like it's
and
the
just
joke is
shanks him.
yeah, it's something like, oh, there's a guy and you know what I asked him and he goes, what? You get what you deserve, and then
Something like that.
he just stabs him and they
It-
linger on the stab so long, Rob.
The Wayans Brothers was a good show, man. It was a good ass show, and we didn't even get a final episode.
right, and
It's because he gets stabbed and then they do a flashback
it was
again to
Connor, involving actor Connor Story's character. That's what it was.
yeah, and he goes back to his dream sequence because again, spoilers. It's a musical where he's having this like 70s TV show thing with like Harley Quinn and himself, and
Where
he's
it's like the
like
Cher and I can't remember the
yeah,
other
yeah,
guy's name.
what is it, Sonny and Cher
Yeah, Sonny and
show?
Cher, yeah.
Yeah, and then like she ends up shooting him, and then he like basically is like, why did you shoot me? I go out in a blaze of glory kind of thing.
Right.
And
Which
he
he
just
had that kind of a premonition to earlier in the film, where
in
she
the
does
film.
that during the dance scene.
Yeah, and then there's another scene, dude, where there's the premonition where he has a sit down interview with this like true crime reporter, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Why did you kill him? Why?" And he goes, "Well,
And
you
he
don't
goes,
want to
of
hear
course,
what
into a
I."
musical.
Yeah.
See, that's what was interesting, is that
Oh.
anytime there was a part to make this character really incredible, they just cut to a musical. To have the Joker do something sinister or crazy. Nope.
No, just sing.
Just
Just
sing.
have him just straight out sing, and then like it doesn't go bombastic. He's just singing, and then he sits back down and goes right back into the scene again. And it's like, what the fuck am I watching at this
Yeah,
point?
and then we had Harvey Dent in there who ends up with half his face scarred too, and which I thought
Oh,
was absolutely
I was trying
stupid.
to see that. Did he get his face
Yeah,
scarred?
whatever.
He's just sitting there going, oh.
Yeah, yeah. I was like,
It's
is that it? He got some soot on his face, and he's like, I'm Two Face.
Now I'm
That's
Two-Faced because it makes...
I'm Two Face. It was just
the cherry on top though, Rob, before we forget. The guy who stabs him, I don't know if you saw, cuts a smile in his face.
yes,
like another Joker from another film.
Yes, man.
Because
this
you
is supposed
have to
be,
steal, apparently.
This is what I don't. And if that was, I think that's ultimately too what he was going for, and it's just like,
What are
damn,
they
that's stupid.
doing? Yeah, because he
it's
was
so,
never
oh,
Joker.
this is the guy who inspired the Joker.
Yeah, like he's not really the Joker. That guy is, even though the timelines don't make sense at all.
No, and why would that guy already be in Arkham if he was the Joker?
Why would he?
So it just
that was a.
This is one of the biggest like shit the bed movies I've ever seen.
Is this the biggest DC flop of all time? Like honestly, Rob.
You know
it's
what?
a DC film. Before the Flash, I know.
Oh, and that was the thing too.
Sucks.
And I might want to point that out too. Did anyone notice the DC logo was not present in the movie? That's because Todd Phillips was pissed off at DC because they were telling him ahead of time, "Do not do this movie like this."
Yeah,
that's why he did that. Steve, let's just move on to the rating of it, man, because that's what I guess I'll tell you. I thought this movie, and let me explain why I give it the score I give it. I'm gonna give props to the cinematography because I thought the cinematography was great.
It's fantastic.
I'm gonna give props to the production company, the company that put all the sets together, that basically put all the costumes together, his makeup, all that. The makeup artists, you people are awesome. I'm giving this a 2 out of 10.
Oh man,
because it was so bad. Not only from a because you had us try to believe the Joker with this whole real premise from the first one. It was so bad it didn't go back to that, rebuked that, and it was so bad it didn't even like try to hint at any type of comic book element. It was so bad it is unrecognizable to I would even say hardcore, just the basic DC fans who know anything about comics. It was an insult, I think, I would say it's an insult to WB. I think WB should be pretty upset.
I mean, I really, why would they be upset? At this point, it's like, I just felt like, they're like, hey, we're going to get what we get out of the Joker for the, first couple of box office scores, but then it's going to drop, I don't know if this is going to be a flop or not. It's just disappointing. It was just disappointing, dude. I got my
ticket.
Dark
Knight Rises to me.
Yeah, dude. I getting my ticket, and even the ticket carrier is making fun of the film. Like, oh, you're seeing this? This movie's so. I'm just like, that's so depressing, dude. Like, this could have been, like Rob has said, this is the movie that's gonna go down as the DC film that could have been. There was so much that they could have, and there was just nothing there. There was nothing there from the film. Great shots. Beautiful cinematography, like the whole thing, and then like Joaquin Phoenix again, like transforming his body, losing all that weight.
Yeah, good on him.
For what? Like, but what did he do that
2.5.
I'm gonna say the same. I'm gonna give it a 3 just because it did look good. It really did. I liked it. But yeah, 2.5 is. I don't know if I can recommend this, man. Like, I don't know. Anybody. I don't know if I'm gonna see this again.
I will never watch this movie.
This was just so like, and sorry to the performances, but it was depressing. just depressing watching that.
Yeah. See, what would have been a better element to it? I'm just going to add on before we go with this review. They should have had an element, for example. They should have had 2 people playing him. They should have had a guy dressed in the Joker makeup and then him just sitting there doing basic things and having this guy dance around him and do the musicals.
Yeah, I know.
It would have made more sense like that.
That would have been so much interesting.
That would have made more sense.
Well, here's the thing. Now you say that, Rob. Then what's the point in that cartoon in the beginning where it was him and his shadow? Remember, it was like
his ghost
shadow thing. Why didn't they have
like
a ghost character doing the musicals?
That's what I kind of thought.
And having you could have, or do the 3 Joker concept theory. If you really want to go crazy,
or even do a Oh, the one with Kevin Costner where he's an assassin, Mr.
Oh,
And it's him and William Hurt, and basically William Hurt's his like alter ego.
his
They
alter
should have had one with the
ego.
Joker was his
Why
alter
not
ego,
have that, dude? It's like you could go so many ways, and I feel. Do you
You could have
think
had a
like
dynamic of does she love me, Arthur? Or does she love the Joker?
does she love the Joker? And he's doing a Joker thing of flipping back and forth, and she doesn't
That's what I'm
even know.
saying.
You could have gone so many ways and keep it in the realism.
You could have had Arthur do something in the courtroom and talking about how society made him that way.
Then
And
he
while
kind of
it's,
tried to do it, but it
I
failed.
thought it was
It was
south. It was
so
all south.
bad. He's
All
like,
right, so
all these people.
are you not entertained?
Oh my